My name is Zack Lister. I'm the CEO and founder of Bodega Brands. Thanks all for coming out today. I've been in the beverage space for about 7 years. I started a cold pressed juice company. I don't know if a lot of you are familiar with brands like Suja or Evolution Fresh, some of the pioneers of the cold pressed juice movement. So I started a company in Canada called Well Juicery, and we quickly grew that brand into the largest cold pressed juice brand across Canada. So that's really where I sort of cut my teeth in the beverage space. And similar to Amanda, just observing different sorts of trends in the category and seeing where things are going, and obviously with the likes of White Claw and Truly kind of paving the way for this canned cocktail movement, it sort of set off a light bulb in my head with regards to, okay, what can we do in this space to really kind of differentiate ourselves? So then my vision ultimately started when I got introduced to a family friend who had just purchased a tequila distillery in Jalisco, Mexico. So anyways, and I ended up getting introduced to a guy in Tequila, Mexico, and I went down there and I paid him a visit. Never been down to the region before. I'm a tequila soda drinker socially, and after going down to the region, I really kind of just fell in love with the traditions of the agave spirit itself, and I noticed that, similar to Amanda's observation, was that there hadn't really been a quality spirit-based tequila cocktail to hit the market. And so we quickly went and kind of got started on some research and development and came up with ultimately the brand. Now, the question I had for a lot of you is, how many of you are startup founders or entrepreneurs or future CEOs? So we're often forced to make a lot of decisions when we're starting a company. Capital requirements, partnership agreements, shareholder agreements, marketing, branding. There's a lot of things that go into starting a business. And what I've realized over the last number of years is one of the most important decisions you have to make is ultimately what's going to be your strategy for launching products, your SKU strategy. Because I think we've all been there before, where you have a million ideas, and at some point in time, you just have to just decide on what you're actually going to do and what you're going to focus on. So with Hecho Tequila Soda, what I like to do is I like to take a look at categories that are a little more established. So I took energy drinks as a good example. And energy drinks have been around for a long time, and you've seen a lot of maturity within that category. Monster Energy is a great example too. So when we originally started this, we thought about, okay, if we're going to do it like an energy drink brand like Monster, and come out with a few different SKUs, what kind of challenges are we going to face? There's increased costs when you want to launch more products. There's more regulatory hurdles when you're dealing with, for example, the TTB or any sort of import agencies when it comes to registering SKUs and labels and those sorts of things. It's time consuming, when you're developing different products, as Lawrence can probably attest to when it comes up here. It's very time consuming with regards to your product development. And there's also a lot of supply chain inefficiencies where you're sourcing different ingredients and you're dealing with different suppliers. It becomes a challenge. So on the flip side, we looked at another brand who we thought was a good inspiration for us, and that's Red Bull. Red Bull launched with one SKU, one format, that was it, out of the gate. And they focused on that one SKU for a long time. And what we noticed with Red Bull is that they kind of let their one SKU evolve into other things. For example, if you think about vodka Red Bulls, Jager bombs, all these different sorts of products that kind of became a bit of a spin-off of Red Bull, then that's how they ended up getting a lot of their success within the hospitality space. But the challenge with a single SKU, especially when it comes to retail environments, is you're dealing with less facings on the shelf, your merchandising is a lot more limited, you're limiting your consumer choice, and ultimately you're giving somebody no option but one. And so there's very little variety. So where we started originally with Hecho Tequila Soda, and just dialing back one step, my vision was always to use a premium 100% tequila. We didn't want to compromise on a mixto or a neutral grain spirit with tequila flavors. We want to do it with a premium tequila and premium ingredients. So we started out developing multiple SKUs in a skinny can because that seemed to be the trend at the time. We were using flavors that we thought were going to taste good, but ultimately when we developed a Paloma or a Collins or a Margarita, it just wasn't going to taste the same as you were going to drink it at a bar. And so we kind of took a step back after observing all these current trends in the category, and we said, if we want to do this, we want to do it our way. And the way that we drink tequila soda is as pure and clean and authentic as it can possibly be. So that's where we ended up. Hecho Tequila Soda. We really decided to take the original approach and just stay really laser focused. And out of the Monster and the Red Bull model, we decided that we were going to sort of go down this path. Now, I don't know if there's a right or wrong answer for it, but this is sort of the way that we decided to go about it. Do one thing, do it really well, stay focused, and ultimately focus on the quality over the quantity. The other thing that we really identified was the fact that this category with RTDs is moving extremely fast. You're seeing a lot of brands coming and going. I probably get 5 or 6 text messages a day with new RTDs coming to market, and at some point I just try to block it all out because it's just noise. And the one thing I heard from a really large supplier that we talked to is that they're now looking for brands that have sustainability in their growth trajectory. And so you're seeing a lot of brands that are coming out of the gates really hot with tons of marketing dollars, maybe because they're backed by some big VCs or some people with deeper pockets. And ultimately, are they going to stick around? We don't know, maybe yes, maybe no. But when we designed this, we really want to build a lasting brand that we believe we'd be drinking for years to come and for generations to come at the end of the day. The benefits of the single SKU approach, how I like to call it, is we've been able to scale into multiple markets a lot quicker. So we currently now have distribution in Canada, in the US, and in Mexico. We have one product. Now you'll notice the labels are all different, obviously. We have a French English label, we have a Spanish label, and in the US it's just an English label, which is the easiest and the nicest, the cleanest. I don't love the French part on there, but we have to do it. We get a lot of supply chain efficiencies. We use one production facility out of Guadalajara, Jalisco. We do all of our production down there. We have one format of a can. We have 3 ingredients. We don't have to procure anything else. And we really want to take kind of the lean startup approach. You build, you test, you collect feedback, and ultimately, you make decisions internally as to what you're going to do with that feedback. Now, we have made small iterations along the way. For example, tweaking our lime flavor in the can, tweaking the carbonation levels, I think, which was a really important piece for us. And looking at the end of the day, if we are going to extend, are we going to extend into other formats and not SKUs? For example, if you want to look at entering other environments on premise, stadiums, events, places where people like to drink tall boy cans, we get asked that question a lot. And oftentimes we just have to push it aside because trying to source cans right now is one of the hardest things to do. So that was really kind of what we looked at as the benefits of this single SKU model. Ultimately, what I would like to kind of provide everybody here with today is my feedback on bringing this product from where it was to where it is today, and ultimately what you're going to land on. So really be mindful of your working capital needs. If anybody here is looking at starting an RTD project or any beverage or any product for that matter, be mindful of your working capital because that's the most important thing. Build it, get feedback, and repeat it as much as you can. And I think for us, it was really about identifying our target audience. This category is so huge. You get anyone in Canada where you can drink when you're 18. In Mexico, I don't even think they have a legal drinking age. So who are you collecting feedback from? Because you could collect feedback from a 21-year-old university or college student who drinks White Claws all day, and he might tell you he doesn't like a premium tequila soda. But if you collect feedback from someone who's maybe experienced a little more, had more time to try different types of spirits and alcohols and land on what they like, then ultimately, the feedback you're going to collect is one of the most important things, but make sure it's the right feedback. And the other thing that we did a lot of early on, I think it cost us probably 6 to 8 months before we launched this thing, was we did waste a lot of time on product development. We tried the margaritas, the Palomas, the Collinses, and then we ended up scrapping all of those and just going with this. And I think it took us doing that to get to where we are, But before you actually get started, I think be really mindful of that, trying to keep a track of your time and what you're actually spending, investing your time and energy on. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much. Hopefully that was helpful. That's my email if anyone would like to reach out. They didn't let us bring any product in today, but you can order our product online at siphecho.com. We ship to over 30 states across the US and in Canada, and look forward to chatting further. Thank you so much.